back to my channel. So today I thought that we could take a deep dive into my current planner system and chit chat about some things that I am thinking about, and yeah, just basically hang out for a little bit and catch you guys up on what's been happening. So let's go ahead. Most of you who have followed me and a lot of you who are new to my channel, welcome, and those of you who are returning, welcome back. A lot of you know that I was using the Stalogy that I had cut down into a ring bound system, and I have loved that for the time that I've used it. But I do still feel like, you know, I'm a planner girl at heart, and change is in me, and I love change. I embrace change. And I just really wanted to, you know, switch things up a bit. So nothing wrong with the system in itself, but I wanted to bring a new perspective or a new system into light for myself. And yeah, I wanted to basically just try something else. I know a lot of these cheaper planners don't get a lot of hype, and I'm noticing that now a lot of people are kind of considering some of the cheaper alternatives. So I want to share what I am using right now and what I've been using for the month of June. So let's start with this small stack first, and then I'll show you guys the second thing that I have. Now I have one more thing that I'm considering, but I'll wait to share that because I want to kind of do like an unboxing and all of that stuff. So this is an Agenda 52. The other binder I was using was an Agenda 52 as well, but this is an entire Agenda 52 setup. So let's take a deep dive in, and she is stuffed, as you can see. I hope my camera is picking up. I had to zoom in just a little bit because the lighting is kind of fading away here, and I really try to use that daylight. But nonetheless, this is my Agenda 52, and I set this up kind of like a week or two after the start of June, because I just was like, you know what, I love the Stalogy, but I was kind of like, I just want to try something different, you know, like I just wanted something different, and I don't want to break the bank. So I already had these inserts. I had bought, you know, inserts for the planner originally, the other binder, but I just never used them because I didn't like the way they looked. So I'm giving them a whirl, and so far this is what I've been able to do. So you know how I do. I put all my stuff here that I use most frequently, which is like these little date designer habit trackers that I print. I get them for free off of the date designer website. And then, you know, like some basic little things. I've transitioned out of the Hobonichi original A6 because honestly, I just wasn't vibing with it. It just was not, you know, like I loved it, but it just was not cutting it for me as far as its use. I really wanted everything in one particular place. And so I just decided, you know, I'm just going to go all in on a ring binder and just put everything together. So I have a lot of the stuff transitioned over from that planner. So like these little dots, which are Stalogy dots. And then, you know, pictures of my family. So it looks relatively chunky, and that's because I have some dashboards in here, but I'll take those out so we can at least flip through this a little bit more comfortable. Maybe, I don't know. But nonetheless, I have my cover page. And then this is the start of June. Okay, so I see that I'm going to have to take out my little dashboards eventually. So let me try to explain first, and then I'll try to remove a dashboard in here too. So a lot of you who watched my Stalogy videos, you know that I was doing a week on 2 pages, and basically in that I had what I was doing was just like a weekly tracking list, which I kind of compared it to the Alistair method. I'm not keen on the Alistair method. I've never done the Alistair method. So if this is relevant, or I'm sorry, what if this is similar, relevant? If this is similar to the Alistair method, then kudos for that. But I basically set this up because it killed me to write out the task every single day, some of the tasks that I was doing every single day. So I came up with a system where I had like 4 categories. So I for in progress, C for cancel, D for done, and T for transfer, to basically map out where I was in the process of finishing said task. So yeah, so basically I had done that and I was doing that, and that worked really well for me. And so I wanted to keep that aspect because I realized that just a simple to-do list didn't always necessarily work, because a lot of times what I would do is I would find myself making that to-do list and then crossing things out or checking things off for the sake of checking them off just to move them to another day. So at least when I have like a weekly task list, I can see, like, okay, where am I in this task? Like, is it still in progress? Or like, is it still something that I'm trying to work on? Or like, is it done? Or did I decide that I don't want to do this task anymore? Like, that helps me. So I've decided to keep with this. And since this is more like a week on 2 pages, let me see. This is a week on 2 pages. It really didn't fit. So what I decided to do was take some of the note paper and just kind of draw it out and label it. So this is week 25, and then week 26 is on the back, and then the next little page that I decided to map out was the notes page. So I was considering an inbox, but I'm really not an inbox person. Usually when I get something, I usually put it on a sticky note or just dump it into the actual calendar, or I actually put it on the day that it's supposed to be, because crossing things out don't necessarily bother me per se, but I have been using like the note section in here, not a whole lot. So I have been using it, but not a whole lot. Like I said, basically it's just like a date and then what the note is. And this is just so I can see, I guess you could say this is like an inbox per se, but I'm not delegating these to any place. Like, they're not notes that need to be put in certain places. They're just reference notes for specific days that I got, and I can either look at the note. I tend to write notes all over the place anyway, within the days themselves, on separate sheets of paper, sticky notes. So it's just like some of those bigger notes that I wanted to see, that have a little bit more of an importance to them. They kind of go here, they're dated, and that way I can go back and I can look at them. And I just have a couple of the notes pages like that. So throughout this entire planner, I've done that. So for July, I've already decided to set up July and get July together. So I did the same thing. I have my weekly task for all the weeks of July. So this is for my task list that I can categorize. And then I have just one sheet for the notes. And if I need more, I can definitely, make more, but that's what I have thus far. Okay. So if we jump on through, so what I like about these Agenda 52 inserts is that at the start of the month and the end of the month, they have these dashboards where they have like your notes this month, your special occasions, and your birthdays. I use this as a dumping ground. Sometimes I write like month specific notes in here. Maybe sometimes I might not write anything at all, because like I said, I do have like the little note categorized section here in the front that I kind of just like quickly drew out. But I like the fact that they at least include this in their planners. And then what I had here was like a mock workout schedule that I was trying to figure out. And I just kind of stuck it here because it's a sticky note. My son's birthday is this month, so I highlighted his birthday. And so these are the little dashboards that I made. And literally these are just personal rings dividers that I just stuck sticky notes in, and then I just slit the divider. I got like a set, I think they were like a set of like I want to say there were like 12 dividers. You might hear my son getting yelled at. It's been a moment with my toddler, but nonetheless, I have a bunch of these. I have some in the Filofax ring bound system that I kind of set up and decided not to use, but I have a bunch of these and I just use them as little dashboard dividers because they help. So I'm going to take this one out so we can see this calendar. So this is June's calendar, and I decided that when I was setting this up that I would date all the months. So I did go ahead and, so like this is August. I did date all the months. Some might say that's a little stupid, but they're stickers and they come off. So if I decide that, you know, I don't want to use, you know, this planner anymore or whatever, I can definitely just remove said sticker. But I went ahead and dated all the months, and then I just used simple pen and highlighter and sticky notes and things like that. I was using some stickers. I did take a few pictures on my Instagram where I was doing the same thing as I was doing in the other setup that I was using. But the stickers really do take up a lot of the space in this planner because it is such a smaller format. This is equivalent to personal wide. What I was using in the other binder was a B6 Stalogy, so a tad bit bigger, way bigger than this. But you know, I don't really care about if I'm using the icon stickers or not. They do help for like stuff standing out. Like I still like to use like these smaller icons, like a heart for Father's Day and the money symbols for bigger bills, and you know, like a present box for my son's birthday. So that's that. So then we get into the first week, and as you can see, I transitioned my system into here. So basically everything that I was doing in the Stalogy paper, this is exactly the same. The only difference is this is now a week on 2 pages versus 1. So I put my week number there, and I still do the division of the page. So I still have, you know, like one side is like my set reminders and occurring task, and then I have like bigger task and bigger things that need to be tackled. Those are the things that get the dots that get colored out and delegated. I've not decided. I have discussed what the colors are. I don't have a distinguished color code. I just kind of pick a color for whatever I want the importance of that color to be for that particular week, and that's what I run with. And it helps me, it works for me, because now I'm not focused on everything needs to be this color for this kind of task. That doesn't work for me. So yeah, I just like to highlight and color according to how I'm feeling. My weekly trackers still the same. I just, instead of, you know, having a space, like an extra space for it, now I now have to tape it to the top of the page. That's fine. And I still check off, I still do the red check marks for processing information, which definitely helps because I can then go back and then process those notes and tasks and things like that for the following week. So again, this is the next week of June. When did I start this? Started this on the 3rd. So again, same thing. If you look on my Instagram, you'll see that there is this same insert, this same layout, but have stickers. I decided to redo it. That's why it looks different, because the stickers were taking up too much space. And as you can see, it's not a whole lot of space to begin with. It's not like the Stalogy that I was using. So different space, playing around with different ways of how I want to write down the task and things like that. So this helps for now. I'm just using pen and marker. Like I said, it helps. And then of course sticky notes, they always help. So again, you know, just doing the same thing that I've been doing. And this would be this current week's, and this is the next dashboard that I have in here, which is making it incredibly fluffed up. But nonetheless, with that taken out, now you can like see like it really does here. Now you can see like it really does lay kind of flat. These are like really what's fluffing it up to its degree, but nonetheless I still love it. And then yeah, like I said, we have this current week. This is our current week, and I have, you know, sticky notes, all kinds of, like a list here. This is all kinds of stuff that might have happened throughout the week. I make changes with arrows. I have my weekly habit tracker and so on. And I do use this bottom space for notes. If I do run out of this space, like I said, I have a section where I can literally just write notes. But if that, you know, runs out, then I have a bunch of different little note paper in the back that I kind of, you know, can write notes in as well. And then if that runs out, I have a little notebook, a little composition notebook that I got from Walmart that I just tucked in here. Has 80 sheets, so I have places to write notes. I don't fear of running out of space to capture notes. So that's that. So yeah, like this is what I've been using for the month of June, and I have taken time to love it. It has taken time, but I do love it. And I'm finding that, like I said, these cheaper alternatives, these more budget-friendly alternatives are just where I'm at right now. I'm loving the simplicity of it. This one's kind of decorated. I think this is the ink one from Agenda 52. Like all of the dividers are like really pretty. They've got like this foil and ink color. This one is August, September, October, November, and December. I should note that I only have 6 months in here as well. And then here's what June's divider looks like. So it's a really pretty planner. I put it in a black binder. I did have it in the foil, I did have it in the ink binder, the one that had the Stalogy paper in it, but like I said, I did not like the way that it was looking when I first got the binder and tried to do it. It just seemed like it was just too busy, so I ended up getting the black Agenda 52 binder, and I like it much better in here because it just seems more toned down. So yeah, I still got the same aesthetic, the same feel of an expensive binder without the money that an expensive binder and setup would have cost me. So completely love that. And all of this I got on sale because a lot of you already know this, but if you don't know, Hobby Lobby every month does a 40% markdown where everything goes on sale. So I took advantage of that, and that's how I got all of this stuff the first go around. And so I just kind of kept on to it, or held on to it until I was ready to use it. But this is how the month of June has looked. And yeah, I predated July just so it was good to go. And then I just kind of go in here and I do my thing. I just plan like I usually plan, and I took my little Hobonichi pencil board, which is what I use as a straight edge. I am not a reflections person, but I'm gonna try it out and see how I like it. I usually don't care for the reflections. I feel like they ask a bunch of questions all the time, but this one is just highs and lows and thoughts and feelings about the month, or like my progress for completing tasks. So like I said, I'm gonna try it out. I'm not a big reflections person, so if I don't use it, I won't care. Now for July, it looks the same. Like I said, I have my task list that I kind of just quickly drew out on just note paper, and then I have my notes page here as well, and then I have the month. So for the start of July, instead of using like a weekly tracker, which I probably still will use some sort of a weekly tracker for other things, but for what I've been tracking every week in June, I've decided to put it on this bigger tracker, which will save space on my weekly page. And I decided to put it here. And then I still have, enough space to basically like write down what's happening big this month, special occasions and birthdays, if any. I don't know anyone who has birthdays this month, so that spot will be blank. And I've already started to pre-fill in some of those bigger dates. And yeah, without the sticky note here, this frees up a little bit of my weekly page. And so that's my idea. My idea is to just to use that bigger space. I'm not quite sure yet how I want to divide up these boxes. I've been doing the division this way for several weeks now, and I don't know, I think I want to try something slightly different. So I'm going to play around with this first, probably try it out in pencil and then see how I like it. That's the beauty of using some of these cheaper planners. You don't feel guilt for ruining a page because it didn't cost you a whole lot of money in the first place. So yeah, as far as notes go from my Stalogy, I did not transfer any of those notes. However, I did do color swatch here of colors around the world, the Crayola markers, and I love them. I love the way this paper is. This paper is very thick. I don't know if you can hear that. It's thick, but I like it because it can take some of my markers a lot better, and my pens actually glide really, really smooth across this paper. So I know a lot of people like the thin paper, but don't sleep on Agenda 52. They have some really good quality paper for their planners. Like, this paper is thick. Like, it's thick, and I know a lot of people don't like thick, but it is nice to write on. Like, it's nice. I don't know if it can take fountain pen. That's something you probably have to try, but it's thick. It feels more along the lines of like Strathmore. Is it Strathmore paper? It feels like that. So I don't know, but nonetheless, I did transfer some of those notes in here. Like, I have my reading list in here. These are all the books that I've collected and read. The ones that I read are highlighted. These are all my audio books, and I transferred some of my notes from my other planner that made more sense to me. So like, these are audiobooks, and then all the audiobooks that I've listened to, I highlighted, and that's the rest of them. And this right here where these two dots are is all of my hard copy or paperback books that I've read. So the audiobooks are a mixture between audio and digital, or ebooks rather. So books that I don't technically have a hard copy of, but I have a Kindle, and I've been reading a lot. My goal this year is to read 100 books, and so far I have attended 3 book club meetings. We have a meeting every month at the end of the month on Sunday, the last Sunday of the month, and then I've read over 32 books so far. So yeah, I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good as far as book reading goes right now. Right now I'm currently reading Never Lie by Geneva. No, I'm sorry. wrong author. I'm reading Never Lie by Frida, I think, McFadden. She's a new author for me that I'm reading. And I'm also reading what is it? Home is Where Bodies Are. Let me see. Yeah, Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I read a couple of other books from her, so really good. Yeah, I'm just loving reading right now. So this is my planner setup, and then of course, as I'm reading books, I have like some definitions that I come across in books that I'm not quite understanding of, so I just write those down and look them up and write the definition down, so that way now when I hear that word again in a book, I can know what the word is. So that is my setup in here. I always try not to make these videos super long, but somehow they end up that way. So hopefully you guys appreciate my updates. I'm just gonna stick these back in here, and I know it looks like none of the pages turn over because of how chunked out it is, but trust me, they do turn over. The planner itself is not that chunky. It's just, like I said, the little dashboards that I make it fluff out like this. And this is what she's looking like on these rings. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick this to the side. Now, I wanted to share these really quick. We're at 25 minutes, so hopefully we don't surpass 30, because this shouldn't take that long. Now, I ordered something else that I wanted to share with you guys because I want to introduce some of these budget options, because I noticed that a lot of people are getting their 2025 planners out there and they're pushing, you know, these products out there, and they're really expensive. And I know that a lot of us are going to be considering our next year planner very soon, if you're not already. I am trying to push away from that, because if I can find something that I really like, this will help me from splurging on some of those really expensive things that you have to pre-order, and then, you know, you have to wait, and then you get it, and then you might not even like it. So I found these at Target, super affordable. This was like $4. This little pocket weekly was like $4, and I think this one was like $16, but nonetheless. So I found these at Target, and let's just talk about them for a minute. So they're from Day Designer. I don't think I've ever used Day Designer, and if I have, I think I used Blue Sky many years ago. It had to have been about 21, 22. I might have been 22. I'm 32 now. So I think the first planner I ever got was a Blue Sky. And if I'm not mistaken, if it wasn't a Blue Sky, it might have been at a Glance Planner, something that I found in Walmart years ago. But I've been very curious about coil bound planners. I typically don't go for a coil bound because they just feel really cheap to me. I don't like the coils. I don't like these type of coils where you have like this, you know, feels like the page can just come right through. I'm not really fond of that, but I'm open to giving anything budget friendly a try, just to see if I like it. If I really like a product, I know that Day Designer does make a flagship. So I mean, yes, it's a little bit expensive, but if I can get away with the retail, you know, I'm all for saving some of that money. So I bought these because I was like, well, if I get to a point where I need a daily, as you notice in my ring bound system compared to what I was doing in my Stalogy paper, I don't have daily spreads in there at all. There's not a daily section. I sometimes need a daily, and so I came across this Day Designer daily. I stuck a little field notes book in the front just for notes if I end up using this more, some flags to mark some of those important days, and then the back of this I collage with pictures of my family. I got my son, I got my husband, I got myself. It's all love here. So I love the like nostalgic, like high school feel where we did this to our notebooks, where we doodled and stuff on them. I love this. It's very nostalgic for me. And so I also love that with the coil, like with the disc bound, you could turn it back on itself. That's very appealing. I'm not going to go too in depth with this because a lot of you have already seen the Day Designer daily anyway, and I think Natalie Writes Plans has shared this and possibly this too on her channel. So yeah, I would definitely go back and look and see hers, as I think she compares the flagship and the retail version. So yeah, I got an idea to use these two together. I didn't know if I wanted to stay with my rings or transition into something more, you know, together like this, because if this is for the next, this is actually a 12-month planner, both of these are actually, yeah, they're 12-month planners. So if I wanted to, I could have all the rest of 2024 in the first, half of 2025 in one spot and not have to move out, which was a little bit appealing to me, opposed to, having these inserts that I might have to shift around. But nonetheless, I just wanted to really try these and just give them a whirl, because I'm all, like I said, I'm all in for budget friendly options. So I thought it would be fun to plan in them and share like some ideas, bounce ideas and stuff for you guys, so that way that if you are like me and you're also trying to consider something more budget friendly for yourself, I could give you guys some ideas from just my general use. And yeah, also just to experiment for myself with what I like. This is the weekly pocket version. I actually really like this one on coils, and I didn't think that I would, but I actually really like this on coils, a lot. I don't know if it's the same kind of coil, because I don't see like oh yeah, it's the same kind of coil. I couldn't see like where it closed or anything. But yeah, I like this a lot. I like the fact that the front pocket is, or the front cover is actually like a pocket. And so I just stuck some of my stuff in there, printed out a picture and stuck this little like note card in there, pocket card, or wallet card rather. Yeah, I really like this. I like the layout. I like that one side is literally like what I've been doing in my Stalogy, which is like one side is like a notes, and then you have like your little to-do. I like this. So my idea, right, is to use this alongside the daily, because the daily has a time section, and then you have your top 3, and then you have your to-do list. I could use this one for more so like to stick in my bag, where I could have like some of those outside things, or those bigger things that I need to tackle outside, or just something to carry around. Opposed to this, I could do all my other little household to-dos here, and then some of my like errand to-dos here, along with some of those big reminder tasks here, or big reminder events and things. I don't know. I'm going to play around with them and share that with you guys. I also have some other things coming. I ordered a 6-month undated planner that I wanted to try out too, because I felt like, well, if I don't like the Day Designer, I'll definitely ship this to my mom and be done with it, because I'm sure she'll appreciate it. And I ordered a reading journal. So some things that I'm looking to share with you all. All right, you guys, so that's my update. That's my little spiel on, like my planner and things like that. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.